Good morning, everybody. So I have some new glitters to test out, so we are going to do that. This is going to be video 1 where we just do the glitter with resin and we don't put any color in it. I like to, whenever I test glitter, to just have a very basic mold so that that is all the same, so that I can see how it reacts differently. So as always, please make sure that you have your PPE when you are working with resin. I am using the Art and Glow, which does not have an odor, so that's why I'm not using anything besides my gloves. So we're gonna go ahead, and I have other things to make, so I'm making a little bit more, but we're gonna go ahead and put about 32, and it's been super cold in Colorado, so it's gonna take just a little bit of time to get this out. Okay, so we are doing 32 milliliters of part A and part B, and then we are going to mix those together. So I will be right back. Okay, and we're gonna mix these until they are completely combined. Also, there's so many different ways that people measure. Some people will do it with a scale. This is just what works for me. Nobody is wrong in any of this. The only thing that could be wrong is if you're not protecting yourself. So let's go ahead and mix this. We're going to talk about what I'm looking for when I'm doing these tests. So for me personally, I look for how it holds up in the resin, like if it sinks or if it stays the way that it's supposed to. The shine, if it keeps its holographic or iridescent or whatever, the color shift. And then I also just see how easy it is to work with. You know, if you have to use a lot more than other glitters that I've used to get the same effect, etc., etc. So we are still just mixing along here. We have it all mixed. We are going to separate it into these little cuppies here. Put this here. And for some reason, I lost my alcohol spray. So until I get a new spray bottle, we are just going to deal with whatever bubbles may come up. Okay, so we're going to separate that, and then we're going to open this baby up. Maybe going to open that. There we go. So the first one is going to be pumpkin, and it is a holographic orange. It's kind of like a burnt orange. Also, I'm sorry if you hear my washing machine. Okay, so get her all mixed up here. Bring you closer. Also, don't mind that, Nori. We were taking him to get neutered today, and he got me pretty good. So it's fine. Okay, so we're just gonna pour this right in here. Has a beautiful color inside of the resin. You can see it still keeps that holographic, so that's good. And again, this is just the resin with the glitter. This does not have anything else. Next one is going to be Dragon's Breath. And this is this is a color shift, a little bit chunkier mix. Has some purple with some green in it. So this one might need a little bit more glitter, but I'm going to see how it holds up. It still is pretty, you can see the resin through it. And what I mean by that is the amount of glitter that I used, there's still some clear spots. So sometimes with chunkier mixes that can happen if there's not a lot of the finer mix in it. And then this last one is Falcor. The other thing that's hard with resin is that you don't want to do too much glitter in it because you also don't want it to just clump up and not be able to cure correctly. So Falcor kept its color pretty well, which is this iridescent white. I have to say that the finer glitters held up better with just the resin in being more of a solid color than the chunkier did, but we are going to let this sit and then we'll come back tomorrow and see how they look. Welcome back to part 2 of testing the glitters. So this is going to be the glitter along with mica powder, and I am going to keep it the same for each and just do a white mica. It's actually pearl, but so again, we've already mixed our resin. If you haven't seen those videos, go back and check. And then the last, well, we're gonna do these 3 with mica, and then we're going to test it again with some alcohol ink. So we're just gonna get a little bit of that mica powder in here. What we're looking for is how well the glitter holds up with the mica, if it holds the color, and how it does in the resin. So first one is going to be the Falcor. We're just going to get a little bit of that glitter in there. And then Dragon's Breath. This is that chunkier mix that if you saw the previous video where I said that it didn't hold up too well with keeping the color. So we'll see how it does with the mica. And then the last one is the pumpkin. Oh, there goes that stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour. So the white iridescent definitely took on more of that pearl color, but you still see some of the holographic rainbow in it. Next one will be the pumpkin. So the pumpkin also, you can see the holographic rainbow in it. So in the cup it looks pretty translucent. However, when I poured it, it doesn't look that translucent, so we'll just have to see when we demold it. And yeah, that Dragon's Breath, that did not. It looks very translucent, and it kind of lost some of its color shift, but we shall see again what it looks like when we demold it. So the next test is going to be without. Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be part 3 to the testing of the glitters, and then this we are going to do the same thing of just using a white, which I also want to say I'm using all of the same color for the pigments because I want to make sure that it has an even test. So we're going to start with the pumpkin, then the Dragon's Breath, and then Falcor. I also want to say that this is just the way that I test my glitters out. So please don't come at me for this. So we're just going to do a couple drops of alcohol ink. What we're looking for here again is to see if it keeps the holographic, if it how it does with that color added, or if it loses. So looks like pumpkin lost quite a bit of the holographic, but we'll have to see after it's cured. Ran out of resin, but this will give us enough to be able to test it. That Dragon's Breath definitely lost its color shift with the alcohol ink. It's very like iridescent, or not iridescent, but you can, very translucent. And Falcor is our last one, which also lost quite a bit of the holographic, but that could just be in the way that it's wet right now, and we'll have to see when it cures. So come back tomorrow and we'll. Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the glitter review. These are from RTMA Boutique, and so as you remember from part 1, we did the glitter with just resin, the glitter with a white mica powder, and then the glitter with a white alcohol ink. So the first one we're going to demold is Pumpkin, and I'm also going to put these on a piece of paper so that you can see, but look at that holographic, like that is gorgeous. And this is just the resin with the glitter. And so I think that covered very well. You can't, I mean, it's not clear at all. So, I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous. The second one is Dragon's Breath. And as you remember, I was saying that it might need a little bit more of the smaller flakes, but it actually turned out very, very well. And look at that shimmer when you move it. Like, that is gorgeous. And that holographic, not holographic, I'm sorry, that color change. And so you can see a little bit of clear in it, but I think that that covered very well, especially with kind of what I was thinking when I first poured it. And then the last one is Falcor. And this one has a beautiful, beautiful holographic to it. And this is, again, just the glitter and the resin. I think that, oh, there's a little piece of, that's okay. But I think that came out gorgeous. And I'm going to put these on a piece of paper as well. But next is the alcohol ink with the mica powder, or I'm sorry, the glitter with the mica powder. So this is Dragon's Breath. And this one has more of a green tint to it than when I just did the resin and the glitter. You can kind of see that. Next is Pumpkin. Again, same thing with the mica powder and the glitter. I can't really tell a difference in that between, I guess, the one with, I mean, I really can't tell a difference in that. That's awesome. And then the last one is Falcor. This one became more of a yellow tint compared to just it with the resin. And then the last is when we did the alcohol ink with the glitter. So this is Falcor. You can see that the iridescent holographic doesn't come through as much. And so here is just the resin. And then this is with the mica powder. So you can definitely tell a difference there. And then we have Dragon's Breath. And it's weird because it turned more purple. So this is with the alcohol ink, this is with the mica, and then this is just with the resin. So you can see how it can take on so many different colors. And the color shift isn't as prominent in when it has different coloring additives added. And then the last is Pumpkin. I mean, it still has a great holographic to it. This is with the mica powder. I'm trying to do this. Very shaky because I just did a breathing treatment, but so this is with just the resin. But I think that out of all of them, I think Pumpkin performed the best in my opinion. Also, these are just my opinions. This is This is just the way that I test my glitters because I want to see the best glitter for the project that I'm working on, because a lot of glitters will do really well on tumblers but won't do well in molds and vice versa. And so this is, and like you see, some will do really well when you add different color additives and some won't. So the next test is going to be on tumblers, so I won't be posting that today. I am going to go back and rest, but I wanted to show you guys these, and then I'll put them on a piece of paper so that you can see as well.